We come up on boat number 13. C&G is awesome. There's a 46-foot Cougar V-bottom with three 800-horsepower C&G Cobra inboards with Mercury number 4 outdrives. This boat is owned and throttled by Elliott Sutton from North Miami Beach, Florida. He's got Randy Garcia as his driver and Larry Goldman as his navigator. Garcia from North Miami, Florida, Goldman from Hollywood, Florida. So the Floridians making up C&G's awesome race team, and they're having a very good run right now. They're trailing PTM Express and Gentry Eagle and Gentry's Turbo Eagle as we start heading toward one of the last legs of today's race. Elliott Sutton, C&G Awesome, having a very fine run as he chases the leaders in the Superboat class. C&G is awesome. It really is sounding awesome at this point in time. Those three 800-horsepower C&G Cobra inboards are really doing the job, and this boat is really starting to make a move and closing the gap between himself and the lead pack in the Superboat category. C&G's awesome race team. As we leave C&G's Awesome, we come up on S54, Vigilante Racing. This 24-foot Douglas Marine catamaran is powered by twin 200-horsepower Mercury outboard motors. This boat is owned by Michael Moritz of St. Louis, Missouri. Michael is also doing the driving, and his throttle man is George Peterson from West Islip, New York. George Peterson, your East Coast freeze-frame rider, freeze-frame video East Coast rider. George Peterson has been around racing for many, many years. He's truly a seasoned veteran in this sport, and he's teamed up with Michael Moritz for the Vigilante Racing Team. Vigilante Race Team is running in your lead pack right now with K&K Ghost, Main Attraction, and Longshot. So Peterson and Moritz are certainly enjoying a fine run in the Vigilante Race Team right now. As you can see, the boat looks very strong at this point in the race. At times getting a little loose, but Peterson, with his experience and technician, masterful qualities on that throttle, really get the boat dialed in quite nicely, and Moritz is doing a great job driving this boat throughout the course. So Peterson and Moritz are having a fine day right now in Vigilante Racing. Vigilante Race Team still looking very strong and competitive at this point in the race. They're enjoying a very fine run at this time. Right here, the motors start to be trimming up on their own, it seems. That starboard motor seems to be coming out of the water. As you can see, it is breaking the plane, the vertical plane, and it is coming way out of the water, trimming way up, and obviously the boat is reacting to the trim that starboard motor is right now, just shooting out a very high rooster tail. Port motor seems to be okay, but the starboard motor is way out of the water, trimmed all the way up, thus presenting this problem right here. There you see it right there. We're not sure what it is. Could have been a blown hose, some type of pump, whatever, but you can just see that starboard motor trimmed way out of the water right now. Tough break for the Vigilante Race Team. Now we come up on another stock boat, S3, Main Attraction. This is a 32-foot Maelstrom catamaran by twin 200 horsepower Mercury outboard motors. This boat is owned by Paul E. Kesserling from Sarasota, Florida, who is also doing the throttles. His driver today is Thomas Moeller, also hailing from Sarasota, Florida. So the crew from Sarasota, Florida, Kesserling and Moeller, making up your main attraction race team, are having a pretty good run right now at this point in time. They're second place right now behind the Calabats K&K Ghost. So they're having a very good run actually right here. Main attraction holding off Longshot, who's in third place, and closing the gap between themselves and K&K Ghost right now. Just several minutes separating your first and second place boat right now. Kesserling and Moeller looking very strong right now and charging very hard as this first day of racing is coming to a close for some of the classes. They're really trying hard right now to overtake K&K Ghost, who's in first place and closing the gap hard. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but we wish them all the best. S3, main attraction, closing out today's competition in class for themselves right now as they head toward home. Now we come up on S1. This is Bermuda's racing team. It is a 24-foot skater catamaran powered by twin 200 horsepower Mercury outboards. This boat is owned and throttled by Derek Simmons from Pembroke, Bermuda. And his driver today is Wesley Wilson from Southampton, Bermuda. So the crew of Simmons and Wilson from Bermuda make up Bermuda's racing team. And there's a reason for that S1 number on that boat. These guys had a phenomenal year. They took first place in the S class. They took first place in 1988 nationally in the stock class competition, holding off Felson's high-risk race team, as we mentioned earlier on. So Derek Simmons from Pembroke, Bermuda, had a very good campaign, and he's out here right now trying to take the World Championships also in stock class. They're presently running in fourth place behind K&K, Main Attraction, Longshot. But right now, fourth place, third place in the first leg of racing is definitely a good spot to be in with 2 more days of racing after this. So being the true champion that he is, knows what he has to do just to maintain the point standings for the World Championships, and that's what he's set out to do today. From Key West, Florida, it's Derek Simmons, Bermuda Racing Team from Bermuda, having a very good day today. Bermuda's Racing Team, S1, your national champion for '88. S1 and long shot going for the finish right here in stock class. This is for your third and fourth place finisher right here. Long shot on the outside, Bermuda's Racing Team on the inside. These boats, long shot taking a slight lead on the outside, going by Bermuda's Racing Team right here. He's made his move in the final stretch heading toward home, and long shot is taking the lead over Bermuda's Racing Team right there. You've just seen the big push for third place between these two boats. So right now as it stands, a long shot is in third place with Bermuda's Racing Team in fourth place, but not giving in at all. S1 is still charging hard. You see the wake of the boat of long shot in the top of your screen, and obviously long shot is in sight of the S1 race boat. Simmons has them dialed in, and he's charging hard, trying to retake the lead. There you see the distance between long shot and Simmons in S1 as they round the final checkpoint heading toward home. And here we're staying with Randy Schism, who has just made that big move to take third place. S5, the long shot race team. This is a 24-foot red skater catamaran powered by twin 200 horsepower Mercury outboard motors. This boat is owned and throttled by Randy Schism from St. Peters, Missouri, and his driver is Larry Van Amity from St. Clair Shores, Michigan. Long shot race team. They had a very good campaign this year. They've raced 3 times and they took a first place each time. Grand Haven was a first, Port Huron was a first, and Atlantic City, New Jersey, they took a first place there also. They hope to be the 1988 world champion, and with a move that he just made to close out in third place in class, he's certainly going to be positioning himself in a fine spot for Thursday's leg of this championship. So Schism really has his dialed in quite nicely. The long shot race team looking very strong, and Schism hopes to make true his prophecy of being the 1988 world champion in class. We wish them all the best from Key West, Florida, long shot race team. From long shot, we come up on S17 Hat-Trick. This is a 24-foot skater powered by twin 200 horsepower Mercury outboard motors. This boat is owned and driven by Marshall Buter Jr. from St. Charles, Missouri, and on throttles he's got Terry L. Ayers, also from St. Charles. The Hat-Trick race team, who are also trying to make a strong close toward the finish. They're presently running in 5th or 6th place right now, behind a couple of the boats from Bermuda, but charging hard nonetheless. S17 Hat-Trick Racing. Right now we're closing out with Hat-Trick. Many of the boats are already in and finished through Mallory Square, and we'll be compiling our final results for today's